Greetings and thank you for tuning in to My Journey with Paula G. We'd like to thank our underwriters, my coffee shop at East Lake in Atlanta, Georgia, Pastor Time International Bible College with Dr. Paul and Marcia Kelly, Dubsy African Clothing, 2289 South Cobb Drive in Smyrna, Georgia, Survival Radio and Clicks Photography with Clark Garrison, and Lusu Apparel with Brandon Sampson, and Positive Power XXI Christian Media with Jerry Was Live Worldwide Ministries. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed this presentation.
Hey family, I'm Paula G. This is My Journey, and you are watching Music Vision Television.
Hi, my name is Katrina Shaw, and I'm the co-author of the best-selling author of Women Who Soar. Women Who Soar is a book collaboration of 7 women, 7 stories, who stepped out on faith, launched their own businesses, and saw their dreams and destinies into the world. My chapter is Unshakable Faith, and I share how I overcome difficult challenges as a breast cancer survivor, and I tell you it has not been easy. I dealt with my mom dealing with dementia and dying slowly over the years. But the key is how I responded when our health was failing quickly. We all handle trials and tribulations and grief in different ways, but the true test of faith is how we handle it when it comes. Get your copy of Women Who Soar now on my website at www.wws-unshakablefaith.com and read how you can stand to have an unshakable faith life.
You died and rose again just for me. To the cross they nailed your hands. Only you knew the plan.
My place of refuge, my everything, and I can call you anytime. You never leave, don't you know? Listen, my God is, I come to tell you that, my God, you gotta try it, my God, always in control. I had 2 or 3 people out there who didn't mind lifting up the name of Jesus. Come on, choir. Tell them why we come up in here. Listen. He's why I sing. Not because he asks, but because he heals. When I'm in trouble, Jesus, he never judges me. Let me tell you what he does. My God is, it's all about my God. Nobody but Jesus. Always. Yes, he is. If he's been good to you, say, my God. My God is good to me, yes. My God. Always in control.
My God, the real deal, Holyfield. He took the stripes on his back so we could be healed. He owned a cattle on 1,000 hills. So I don't really, man, trip on life petty bills. In this whole world, you won't find a greater man. He got me to the point of praying for my haters, man. And when my situations get a little hard, I pass some things like alley hoops to my God.
Oh, he's the same God that parted the Red Sea. It's that same God that delivered me. He's taken me through situations over and over
Hello, my name is Edward Blankenship from Blytheville, Arkansas, and you're watching My Journey with Paula G.
Welcome to My Journey with Paula G, where men and women are investing in themselves and walking in the gifts that God has given them. My prayer for you is that you will hear something or see something and be inspired, motivated, and transformed to walk in the gift that God has given you. You know, Miles Monroe once said that the richest place on the planet is the cemetery because so many people go to their grave not having used the gifts that God has placed in them. So we want to encourage everyone. We want to begin a movement of using those gifts so that we can rob the cemetery of all of those gifts that are laying there. It is never, ever too late, regardless of what point of life that you are in. It's never too late to open those doors. George Eliot has said that it's never too late to be what you might have been. So I challenge you to begin that journey to your might have been. And I'm so grateful and so thankful for all of you who have been on this journey so far, all of you who have thought it not robbery to stay supportive and to stay connected by sharing your favorite scripture or sharing your favorite verse to encourage me. And in turn, I'm sharing those scriptures and those verses with the rest of you to encourage you as well. So our scripture verse today comes from Kingsley Saki, and it is Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage, be not afraid. Neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. Wherever you go, whatever you do, God is with you. And with me today is a gentleman who has been walking with God for a minute. He's been walking with
quite
God
a minute.
He's been walking with God for a minute, and he is here to share his journey with us today. So please welcome to My Journey with Paula G, Mr. Mike Jenkins. How
Thank you, Paula, and thank you for inviting us to join your journey.
Well, you are quite welcome. You are quite welcome. And earlier we were talking today, and you asked me something, or you mentioned something to me, so I'm going to go ahead and ask you the right question. What's the right question?
The right question is, who I am, right?
Yeah.
Because that seems to be your launch question, right?
My launch, yes.
Well, I can tell you who Mike Jenkins. He's the fifth born child of Thomas and Doris Jenkins, and the co-founder of Spirit to Spirit.
Wow. Wow. So and there were 8 children total?
Eight
so you
children.
were the fifth. So what was that like being in the
yeah, I mean, it's like on the middle. It's like the
yeah, by the time you get to the 5th, Mom and Dad a little tired.
No, not just that. They got a little better too, so you get it right.
Oh. They get it so to get a little better.
They were trying to get it right.
They were trying to get it right.
Yeah, but
so you came along, you got it right.
No. I'm kind of.
You in the middle.
Yeah, I was one to springboard, I guess, the rest.
Okay.
But all of us are perfect, so I don't mean to.
Absolutely.
I don't mean to,
Oh, you're not. But we understand sibling, a little bit of sibling love and sibling
rivalry. Yeah.
Okay, so being in the middle, that's a very good vantage point because you got folks ahead of you and you got folks behind you.
Yes.
So from that vantage point, share with us growing up.
Okay.
What observations you made?
Well, I got to learn from my older siblings, and I got to teach the younger ones.
Oh,
so it was
okay.
a perfect spot for me. I didn't go through a lot of rivalry with my siblings because I was like that sneak one in between. And
Right.
I knew how to manipulate this, manipulate that.
As a middle children,
yes,
sometimes
as a middle child.
have that vantage where they can say, okay,
Yeah.
I see what the older ones did or didn't do.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna impart what I've learned on the younger ones, but I'm gonna take it all and kind of use it.
Perfect spot.
To make it work for me.
Yeah, perfect spot. Like I say,
Yeah.
I'm the nerd of the family.
Oh, okay. So why we say we're the nerd?
Because I mean, all the technical thing, God has blessed me with so much, and that's why I'm probably not a good speaker, and I'm not. Well, I'm good in front of a crowd now. I know what to do on stage, but
Right.
basically, when it comes to conversation, and I do more listening than I do speaking. And sometimes people, they say, well, how come you don't talk so much? It's because I got so much going up in here.
In your head.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and most of it is.
So, I've said in the past that there is wisdom in silence. and there's wisdom in listening. And in your journey of just listening, just in general, not specific what you've heard, but just in general, can you kind of maybe take us to a spiritual level of what you've heard as a result of listening over the years?
I mean, I guess what that has made me a wiser person. That's when I do have something to say, people listen. Okay, and I guess that's what wisdom does. And I mean, I have the wisdom of listening where I get to hear the opposition of this side and that side. And I guess God puts me in the middle and lets me decide which one is probably the right answer for, as far as anybody asking me wisdom from me.
So he's placed in you the gift of listening to where you're in a position you can hear all these different opinions. And then when you do speak, because your gift is listening, right? When you do speak, it's like, what's that old commercial when E.F. Hutton?
Yeah, people listen.
Yes. When Mike speaks, everybody's like,
it's something, because he doesn't speak
drop
that
some
much.
knowledge.
There you go.
He about to drop some knowledge.
See, you get that perfect on it. Nail on the head. Nail on the head.
You about to drop some knowledge. So let's go back a little bit to the technical side of things. You said you're more of a tech person and you handle a lot of the audio for your...
Oh, it's not just audio.
Tell us about the audio.
I'm not one to brag. Well, audio-wise, I actually went to school for it, and also I'm also self-taught. As far as what Spirit, what I actually had put on the plate is audio engineer. I'm an audio engineer. I do mixing. I do mastering. So I know PA systems, mic systems.
Because your gift is what?
Listening. Oh wait, see, you hit it on the head again. I'm scared of you. I
Don't
really
be scared. Don't be
oh,
scared.
you're not scared. Okay.
Don't be scared.
Oh, yeah, it's just an expression. I'm not really scared. But yeah, that's the way it works with me.
Okay. So you have the ability to hear certain things, which is very powerful when it comes to music, because correct me if I'm wrong, but you all are more of the old school kind of.
Yeah.
So over the years, as you have traveled your journey and used your gift of listening, when it comes to music, there are certain things that you've heard within the music itself. Maybe that little timbre of somebody.
That's exactly right.
Somebody didn't hear.
There you go.
And then just how to mix that and make it, and then it's a sound that comes out like people are like, where did that sound come from?
Oh, that's why I thank God for my listening. Even right now, me at my age, I still have that. I mean that hearing thing.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of people around my age, they can't hear the same. I don't know. It's just that gift He gave me with that.
It's a gift.
I still hear that.
And of listening. What are some things that and we'll probably have to continue this on the flip side, but what are some things that you feel God has maybe... Well, you know what? We'll hold that thought. Till we come back. And I really am... Oh gosh, it's amazing sometimes how in the process of saying what we can't do or what we don't do, we're really revealing what we can do and what our gift is. And with you, it's the gift of listening, which is huge. It's powerful because it then allows you to use, the audio and the technology, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but it kind of allows you to use that in a mighty, mighty way. We are talking with a man that is gifted with the gift of listening, and he's going to continue this journey with us. He's going to continue to share with us. His name is Mike Jenkins, and he is Mike Jenkins. Say that again. Mike Jenkins. And he is half of Spirit to Spirit. We will be back in a bit. This is My Journey with Paula G.
It's the greatest gift, being here with you, resting in your arms. Well, it's all I want to do. I thought that I could find in people what only you can give. Contentment, a reason to live. I am never alone.
Welcome back to My Journey with Paula G, and we are here having a conversation with Mr. Mike Jenkins. And before the break, we were talking a bit about his gift of listening. You know, he was saying he doesn't really talk much. But we discovered in the course of the conversation that there's a reason for that, because he's gifted with the gift of listening. And through that gift, he has been able to expand on the audio and the technology of spirit to spirit. And, you know, he shared with us earlier that he was a bit of the nerd in the family, but that's a gift too. And we're going to hear a little bit more about that. So welcome back.
Thank you.
So we were talking earlier before the break about you being the tech man and the audio man in the group, but you also handle the media in the group. So to share with us.
I actually handle our website. I'm a webmaster, and I also do a couple other people's websites. And I also do flyers. Most of our marketing and all that, the media type part of it, you know, audio and also visual. So I also do. I'm a videographer. I'm a photographer, and oh wow,
too much to mention.
Yeah, just like that. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about what I could do, but I can't even think of everything I do. I guess I would have to
just do it.
Yeah. I would have to probably sit down here and write a list of it.
But that's a beautiful thing, because it speaks to the fact that they're just things that yes, it's natural.
It is so natural for me. I mean, it's almost scary for me.
Yeah, and it comes along as natural. You know, we were talking earlier, and you mentioned, and I'm a strong advocate for myself, although I understand why some people don't, but I'm a strong advocate for it, and that is live band.
Okay. Oh.
So, share with us why you're so passionate about that live music and live band.
Oh, well, probably passionate because I've had a lot of experience with it. Like I say, along with us growing up, you know, with my father's, you know, his gospel group, I actually played myself with a couple groups, and I actually played with one noteworthy artist. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Little Royal. He's actually James Brown's brother.
Oh, yes, okay.
I toured with him 8 years. I mean, I lived out of a suitcase for 8 years. And like I say, it was all live. And I guess I just got I mean, just playing live is nothing like playing to tracks or actually even a cappella.
Okay.
Music mixed with the a cappella and all, and you know, just live and being able to, you know, talk to your audience while you're performing and all that, and reaching people. You can reach people better with a live group, because you can stop the music when you want and, you know, recognize this and recognize that.
You have a personal touch.
Yeah. And right now, I mean, the live band thing kind of died down a little bit after a while. Right now, I think it's starting to come back. But it's cheaper for an artist to go out there and use tracks. They don't have to pay, you know, so. So, but I believe it's coming back. I mean, but it's here in certain attributes, you know, certain places, because I guess they have more resources. Okay, and that's what me and my brother Denny are trying to do now. We're trying to get the resources so we can do big venues doing live. I mean, just like
have that vision.
Oh yeah.
Of the live music again.
Oh yeah. And we're doing it now on little small scales, because like I said, we were making Georgia about 3 weeks ago, and we used the church band. I mean, and they picked our music up just like it was wonderful.
Because there are a lot of musicians who are gifted in music that can play by note, of course, but also can play by ear
and also writing.
Yes, and do you see? You know, you were saying that it's picking back up. What are your thoughts about our youth that are coming? Because, you know, a lot of these programs and things are being taken out of schools. And do we have young people that are actually learning how to play an actual instrument these days?
Well, you know, as far as what I understand, Duke Ellington School is still here in D.C.
Yes.
Yeah, Duke Ellington, they're pushing out a lot of musicians and dancers, and you know. But as far as we actually trying to do this ourselves. We are trying to get the funds to get a facility where we're going to teach, you know, we're going to teach them computer skills, we're going to teach them audio skills, engineering skills, dance skills. That is our dream to our vision.
Going back.
That's what we were talking about.
Going back, because you know, I've heard, I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that, you know, with a lot of these electronic tracks, if you will, I might not be calling it like that, but the samples and so forth, that the technical individuals are then beginning to create either a sound or the note that's not even on the keyboard. So then when you pose it to an actual piano or whatever it is, or a singer is singing, you've got that what can I say, non-existent note, if you will. And I don't know if that's making sense, but with the technology, you can create anything.
Yeah, it's out there. It's limitless. It's limitless as far as what you can do.
Right.
But like I said, it's still nothing like actually playing an instrument. Yeah, I'm talking an instrument where you are touching it.
Yes.
Okay. So.
Yeah. Is there a particular instrument, or what instrument do you favor?
It's bass. I mean, it's.
You like that bass?
And yeah, I like the bass because I probably got a little story for that. My first instrument was a violin, and I was actually a child prodigy. At 8 years old, I actually played with Catholic University Symphony Orchestra. I was a child prodigy with the violin.
Yeah.
But I had a little traumatic experience with that. And really. And I didn't touch another instrument until I got to high school. Okay, and the first thing I picked up was a bass, because like I said, violin has 4 strings, and it was just, and I was actually reading back then, but I kind of brainwashed myself into not reading anymore.
Because of your experience.
Yeah, not just that. I had to do by ear. Just like you tell those two things
by ear.
those two things between
going back
your
to
head.
that gift, the listening. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I did. I kind of like brainwashed myself from reading. I mean, believe me, I know the basics of reading, but I mean, I used to be able to follow a chart like that. I don't even want to do it like that anymore. I'd rather use these.
But was it difficult to make that transition from reading?
No, because of that traumatic experience. I mean, I did. I blocked out music for almost 10 years.
Wow.
I didn't want to touch an instrument.
Wow. But it sounds to me like that gift was there the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
It was there the whole time.
It was.
You just had needed something, to occur for you to.
God knew what you were doing. That was all God's work.
All that orchestrated. Isn't that something how that happens?
It is wonderful.
Even though it might not necessarily be a good experience, like you said, a traumatic experience, but it brought you to a point where you were no longer trying to look at the music, but
there you go, hearing it there, you're like, oh wow, it does. This is really something.
And listening to that music. So what do you hear in the future from Mike Jenkins?
Well, I actually, well, I don't want me and my brother go on stage with canes, because we get in those age, right?
But that's all right, as long as they match.
Okay.
As long as your canes match.
I see us doing at least one big tour. I'm talking about one big tour where we have a symphony orchestra. We have the gospel dancers. I mean, and my sister even has this idea about guys with stilts going across the stage.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
yeah, we're actually thinking about doing that kind of thing, and we like to do a tour with that. That's what I see in the future as far as what we're doing. And I'm talking about live. I'm not talking about tracks and all that stuff.
Live instruments.
Yeah, live instruments.
Your strings and
That's
your
right.
brass
I'm talking about violin players,
percussion and all of those things.
Yeah. See, my background is also I marched in the band and all that, and also the stage band and the orchestra band. And so I'm into symphony music also.
Yes.
Too. Yeah.
Man of music right here, a man that has used and continue to use his gifts. And I encourage you to continue to use your gifts as well. Thank you so much for joining us. This is My Journey with Paula G. Good?
All right. Greetings and thank you for tuning in to My Journey with Paula G. We'd like to thank our underwriters, my coffee shop at East Lake in Atlanta, Georgia, Pastor Time International Bible College with Dr. Paul and Marcia Kelly, Dupsy African Clothing, 2289 South Cobb Drive in Smyrna, Georgia, Survival Radio and Clicks Photography with Clark Garrison, and Lusu Apparel with Brandon Sampson, and Positive Power XXI Christian Media with Jerry Was Live Worldwide Ministries. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed this presentation.